Welcome back to the Lock Road Chronicles. My name is Larissa and today we are doing a quarter 3 wrap up and freak out tag. I love, okay, I was gonna say I love statistics, but I don't. I really hated stats in college. It was awful. But I love Excel. And I made my own wrap up kind of thing. Whatever, people use Storygraph a lot and that's fantastic, but it doesn't break it down in the way I like, as well as I just don't want to, I don't know. It's so much easier for me to do it on Excel. I love Excel with my whole heart and my whole soul. I love it so much. So plus I got to customize like the graph colors and that's super fun always. It's also like 7:30 in the morning right now because I am off to go to my lovely alma mater. Their homecoming is today. Also, I just love like the collared shirt under a sweatshirt or like a sweater look. Is my favorite, always has been. And this girl on TikTok was wearing like these Dickies and I need to get some. This is like an actual button down I got at Target, but I really want some of those like little collar Dickies or whatever they're called. I'm kind of caffeine deprived. This is just ginger tea, so no caffeine in here. You don't care because you're here for the breakdown. Let's get into it. In quarter 3, I've read 13 books, which puts me at a total of 50 books read currently. That 50 books is always my yearly goal, so that's really cool that I completed that already. It's the start of, it's October, so we already hit our goal with 3 months to go. I read 11 books and then 1 digital book and 1 audiobook. I wish the physical books that I read were more on my TBR, but alas, it was me buying a lot. Continuing on, all my books this quarter were female authors. So I read 13 books by 13 females, which is awesome. Woman empowerment. I mean, I gravitate towards that. I feel like I just enjoy female authors way more than male authors. It's just a personal preference. And then genre-wise, 6 romances, 2 literary, contemporary, business, 3 fantasy, no historical fiction, no YA, 1 thriller, and 1 nonfiction. That's cool. Obviously, like I'm a very romance-heavy reader. I trend towards romance and literary, contemporary. I kind of lumped literary and contemporary together because to me they're the same, except, I mean, I know they're not the same, but in my head they're grouped together. And the number of pages that I read was 5,121 pages this quarter, which is exciting, for an average rating of 3.54, which, I mean, is a good average. I don't feel like I read that many outstanding books this quarter. I read great books, but they weren't anything, I mean, you'll hear, but there wasn't anything like too crazy. Like I said, that puts me at 50 books read, which puts me at 22,045 pages read with the average rating overall of 3.82 for quarters 1 through 3, which is cool beans. And I really liked doing the mid-year freakout tag, and I thought, why not just continue to do that over the quarter? It's so fun. It's kind of like a nice little wrap up of the quarter, as well as like if anything changed through the year. I kind of made them more of a quarterly thing because we already did the mid-year freakout. Okay, so what was the favorite book that you've read in quarter 3? And that would be, oh, I'll just double it with the best sequel you've read so far in 2022. And so my favorite book in quarter 3 and my most favorite sequel in 2022 is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This is still my favorite in the series. I'm really excited to read A Court of Silver Flames because people continually say like that one's, they've been saying it's amazing and underrated and probably the best, but to me this is fantastic. I don't know if, I haven't heard anybody talk about this. A Court of Thorns and Roses, the first one, is loosely based off of Beauty and the Beast. However, if you know your Greek mythology, it's Beauty and the Beast is also loosely based off of Eros and Psyche's Greek retelling, which is Cupid and Psyche. And it's very, very similar to that. A book that does really well with that is East by Edith Pateau. Anyway, so A Court of Thorns and Roses is very similar to Eros and Psyche retelling. Then A Court of Mist and Fury, which is, okay, first of all, I'm just getting too excited about this. Okay, Eros and Psyche is my favorite, like, couple. They're so fun. They're so cute. I just love, well, I mean, Psyche, she made a dumb choice, but she persevered in the end. I just really love that Greek retelling. But my other favorite Greek retelling is Hades and Persephone, and that's what this one reminds me of. That, like, it just reminds me so much that it is very loosely based off of Hades and Persephone. There's a lot of elements that are very similar to it. So yeah, I really loved this sequel. My biggest surprise in quarter 3 was Ghosts by Dolly Alderton. This book continues to live in my head rent-free. Also the cover, I have it displayed facing out on my shelves, and I love her so much. Sent me into an existential crisis, so that's why it was the biggest surprise. I honestly I thought it was going to be something completely different. I thought it was going to be more humor and comical about like getting ghosted on the dating scene, the dating apps, and no, it tore my heart out and spiraled while reading this book, but it was really good and what I needed. And also just like, it's about a woman in her 30s on the dating apps. Hey, hi, my name's Larissa and my life is kind of crazy. I would say it's very slow. It reminds me a lot of Sally Rooney's writing in a way, but I feel like they're very similar authors. I think Sally Rooney is a little bit more dry than Dolly Alderton's writing in this book, but I enjoyed it all the same. My newest fictional crush from quarter 3, obviously it's gonna be Reese in A Court of Mist and Fury, but for the sake of not saying the same book for 3 answers, we'll go with Leon from the Flat Chair by Beth O'Leary. And he was just so supportive and understanding, and though he was very quiet and not great at expressing his emotions and thoughts, he did well. Like, he was just so cute and so supportive and so respectful, and it was, man, you just love to see a non-toxic man. Book that made you cry in quarter 3. If you saw my wrap up from last month, you'll know it is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zavine. I got to the last 100 pages and just started sobbing uncontrollably. Made me cry so hard. Oof. Also, like, not to get woo-woo, but I think majority of the planets were in retrograde when I finished this book, so that was super fun. A book that made you happy in quarter 3 was The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. It was just a fun, cute friends to lovers read, and I really loved it. It was adorable. Closed door romance, which those typically aren't my favorite, but I really did enjoy this book. It was just a light, fun read about a professional dancer and her best friend who is a professional football player. Fake dating, friends to lovers, things I love. Those are my 2 favorite tropes, as well as one bed trope. But do they have one bed? I don't remember. And then a new release you haven't read yet but want to is Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It was one of my most anticipated books being released this year and I just haven't gotten around to it. I think I'm going to at least buy it in a couple weeks and hopefully start it and read it in November because I really, really want to get to it. And then my most anticipated release is this after this quarter, and I just came across this on TikTok and I squealed a little bit. It's Beyond the Wand, The Magic and Mayhem of Growing Up a Wizard by Tom Felton, and I love Harry Potter. Harry Potter has its own dedicated shelf on my bookshelf, and I love Tom Felton, I love Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, Rupert Grint. Like, I love all the cast, and so for Tom Felton to be doing kind of like a memoir or autobiography or whatever it is, I'm so pumped to read it, and yeah, I just love it. Also, like, Tom Felton has been in like The Flash and oh, what else? There's been quite a few other shows and movies that he's been in that I've watched. So good for him. But I'm excited to read this one. And then favorite book that you've read in 2022. So this is still the overall year of 2022. And it has still been Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren, because this baby, oh, so wonderful, so beautiful. I'm probably gonna reread this year too in December or something, because wow, I can never not get over this book. It is so wonderful. I love it so very much. That's the Q3 stats and the Q3 freak out tag questions. Cool. Why am I so awkward? Okay. But that's gonna do it for us today. If you like these videos, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And subscribe to my channel. That would be super awesome. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. And respect others, respect yourself, and do something amazing with your day. Thanks. Bye.